Hero of Neverwinter, I've need of you. A group of Neverwinter scouts were due to return from an extensive top-secret mission some time ago, but it appears they've gone missing. The nature of their mission was known only to them. Even I am not privy to the details. They've refrained from sending me reports for fear of being intercepted. All I've ever been made aware of is if they are alive and well. Last I know, they were investigating strange occurrences in the Pirates Skyhold. You might remember them from your time there with Company Yargo. Perhaps you crossed paths. Speak to the Curator of Histories. I believe he has the means to help you recall things in more intricate detail.
Though I am forbidden to interfere in the grand design, I see all that comes to pass. I know why you are here. I know what it is you are seeking. Your memories hold much to be discovered. Ready for a history lesson? In the floating islands that were once the Pirates Skyhold, a shadow fell across the land. You once walked these moats, helping Company Yargo in their endeavors. But there is something else lurking within your memories. Let us revisit this place in time and learn from it what we can. The past has many lessons to teach.
I am a Drider no more.
Suspended in air near Neverwinter is an island called Pirates Skyhold. For years, brutal pirates sailed their skyships from that floating hideaway, preying on merchants and villages all along the Sword Coast. Then suddenly, a few decades ago, the raid stopped. No one knows why. I don't know if you've ever seen a skyship before. Most people haven't. They were made in Halrua, a kingdom destroyed by the Spell Plague. Company Yargo has one of the few skyships left. They hope to acquire more by raiding Pirates Skyhold. One of their recruiters can arrange for their skyship to shuttle you up there.
All aboard! Watch your step.
When I signed up for this, I didn't think we'd be cutting our way through a stinking swamp. Make the best of it, I suppose. Good, we can use more hands. As you can see, we haven't quite found where the pirate hideout is yet. But we have found a whole lot of stinking swamp. This swamp's got all the annoyances you'd think it'd have. Bugs, disease, rotting filth. Oh, and lizard folk. Yeah, there are tribes of lizard folk here on the island swamps. They're not too happy about us being here, and they're trying to convince us to leave by setting up snares nearby to our camp. We've already lost a few people to those snares, and we can't let that go on. Go and take out a few of their trappers. Maybe that'll convince them that we mean business.
There's something not quite right about this swamp, aside from the fact that it's floating hundreds of feet above the ocean, of course. It's strange. Even the most fetid swamps usually have some places to find drinkable water. Not here, though. No matter where we look, the water is horribly poisonous. The lizard folk have figured out how to distill drinkable water out of the swamp water. I've seen their stills out near the mire to the east. We won't last long without fresh water, so go swipe some from the lizards. With any luck, we can use it to figure out their purification technique.
Good work. Hopefully that'll be a persuasive enough message to get them to leave us alone.
Just looking at this water, I can tell their stills use a more powerful enchantment than I expected. However they are purifying this water, it's no easy process. I wonder why.
Our scouts have reported some curious activity involving a lizard folk known as Zagrik. By the looks of it, He possesses an artifact that converts raw swamp water into drinkable water. It's likely a part of their final distillation process. You'll need to ambush Zagrik, but be warned, he's keen-eyed. You'll need to be well concealed. Catch him, rob him, kill him. He's been gutting a few of our own, so fair's fair. Just make sure you bring the artifact back safely. It's vital to our efforts. I've analyzed the distilled samples you acquired for Array, and found residual hints of powerful magic. The lizard folk must be resistant enough to safely drink it. If I can get some more samples from the swamp, specifically from an area with a higher concentration of corruption, I might be able to learn more. You're back. Let's see that artifact then. It doesn't look like anything special, but looks can be deceiving. I'll need to see if I can figure out how this works. Shouldn't be too hard. That's a lot more potent than I thought. I can feel the corruption through the glass. Fascinating. Truly fascinating.
Well, I guess there's one thing we have in common with the lizard folk. Neither of us are giving in without a fight. They stopped setting down so many snares near the camp, but they're packed in as thick as ever further on in the deep swamps. Head out there and clear a bunch of them out. In fact, how about you collect their teeth as you take them out? Then bring the teeth to our forward scout, Tregold. We can string them up to serve as a warning. If these lizards want to fight, they'll get a fight.
There's more wrong with this swamp than the water. It's like the air is poisoned too. Well, not quite poisoned, but things here seem to be in need of repair more often than I'd expect. Our scouts set up a series of rope bridges over the floating earth moats nearby in order to explore deeper into the swamp. Trouble is, the ropes of the bridges keep fraying. Make your way around that area and fix up any ropes that are in need of repair. Speak to the scouts there once you've taken care of the problem.
Company Yargo pays me well, but they ain't paying me enough to get skewered by lizards. What? Leokis told you to take the teeth out of the dead lizards and string them up as a warning? Is he crazy? Doing that would just make the lizards even more angry at us. I'd like to avoid signing my own death warrant, thanks. Well, this is a welcome change. Someone not covered in scales and not trying to kill me. Thanks for fixing up the bridges, though. I'd hate to be stuck out here. Over here at the end of this awful bog is the reason Company Yargo landed us in this place. The wreckage of a skyship. They say it used to be called the Magister's Hope, or something like that. There's a problem, though. The lizards. They're all over the place near the wreck. Probably near their tribal grounds or something, given our luck. Anyway, I'm not being paid enough to try and fight a horde of lizard folk. Maybe they're paying you more, though, so if you want to take the job of searching through the wreckage, you can have it. No luck finding anything useful, huh? Of course not. It was a fool's errand they sent us on. The ship's been sitting in a swamp for decades, being picked over by lizard folk. Why would there be anything useful left? If we're gonna find what Captain Yargo wants us to find, we need to get these lizards out of here. While I was scouting out the area ahead, I saw they were coming and going from a small cave. My guess is that's where their leader is. If you take the leaders out, maybe the lizards will back off, and we might actually be able to do a thorough search and salvage of the area. Meaning, we all get paid, and the captain gets what she wants. No one but the lizards gets their throat cut, and everyone's happy. Nice! Now that they're out of the way, I can go down there without risking my neck. Thanks for helping out.
Seems you've taken care of quite a few things out there. That should take the pressure off our people in the swamp. Thank you. Reports of all sorts of terrors on the moat. The scouts are spread thin, and my wits are spread thinner. We're going to need a lot of hands on deck for this. Never a dull moment on Pirates Skyhold. I'm hearing a lot of chatter about things needing to be done and foes nipping at our heels. Best we deal with all these troubles lest they interfere with our operations. I've got a task list that should help you keep track of everything. And yes, you'll be rewarded for your efforts. Seems like Scout Tregold needs help again. I'm not sure what's going on, but he asked for you specifically. You should probably go see what he needs. It better not be more issues with the lizard folk.
While you were off killing lizard folk, I got a message from our scouting party we sent off a few days ago. I figured they were dead, but I guess they're tougher than I give them credit for. According to their message, not only are they alive, but they found something beyond the swamp. I'm going to relay this back to base camp. Why don't you trek on ahead and meet up with them to see what they found?
Finally, the expedition sends us another hand. There's an abandoned pirate town and fort up ahead, but it's been taken over by lizard folk. You look like you can handle yourself pretty well. Maybe you can help us out.
Heard from one of my scouts they've spotted a cave near the river. Looking over all the maps we've found, it's completely uncharted, so it's probably not holding anything valuable. But Vustir did mention it looks perfect for cultivating edible mushrooms, and we need all the food we can get. Leave it to a drow to know all about caves and mushrooms, right? Anyway, I doubt that it's uninhabited, so do me a favor and clear it out, will you? You found a broodmother in there? That explains all the spiders. Hopefully with her gone, we'll have less of those 8-legged pests crawling about, and something else to eat other than hardtack. Now, I seem to remember someone mentioning a mushroom cookbook. We've got a problem. We've started constructing our burial site for our recently deceased, and I've just received reports of gnoll activity. You can probably guess what that means. Our burial site has turned into their personal banquet hall. Put an end to this. Our dead deserve a modicum of respect. Are they dead? Good. Satisfying their taste for carrion on the bodies of our fallen? Oh, that's going too far. I've just received reports of suspicious activity. A gnoll bearing strange marks is leading a pack to uncover ruins? As if the gnoll problem couldn't get any worse. I don't know what they're up to, but it can't be anything good. We need to deal with this, and fast. Thanks for dealing with the dirty gnolls. I've sent those reports to Ire and Vustir, but I've not heard anything back yet. That's quite unusual. In the meantime, I'll dispatch a scouting party to investigate the ruins. Those gnolls were looking for something.
There's a town up ahead the swamp's turned into a mud hole. Just the kind of place the lizard folk like. The place is crawling with them, and that's a big problem for us. One of our scouts went out there and hasn't come back. My guess, the lizards killed him, or he escaped and he can't make it back to us. Go cut through the lizards in town and see if you can't find our man. He's a halfling, named Shaven Shortcloak.
Hey, you can probably help me out here. We need someone to search the hovels the lizard folk have set up, in case they've collected anything useful. I know it's not very nice to ransack their houses, but, well, Fåhraeus wants to kill them anyway. So, at least it's not the worst thing we'll be doing to them, right? We also sent a scout out a little while ago to take a look around, but we haven't heard back from him. Oh, I'm sure he's fine, but can you try and find him? His name is Shaven Shortcloak.
Hard to tell if the Sky Pirates thought that carving a huge skull into the entrance to their fort would keep looters out, or if they just thought it looked good. Too bad there aren't any of them left to ask. What? Fåhraeus thought I was stuck out here? Oh, no. I could have gone back any time I liked. The lizards in town are easy to sneak by. I'm here because there's treasure in this fort, and I mean to find it. Oh, good, good. Someone else is here. Forget about salvage in the sunken part of town. This Skull Fortress is where the treasure is. I was hoping maybe the lizards hadn't moved into the fortress proper, but no dice. I snuck in earlier and managed to look around a bit before I was chased out. It looked like the lizards in the fort are kept in line by a couple of the big black scales. If the pirates' skyships are still somewhere on the island, this fort is bound to have some kind of clue as to where they are. Probably a bunch of treasure too. We need to take out the lizards inside the fort, which means we need to take out those black scales. Nice, nice, good work. One more step towards being able to do some real salvage work in there. I noticed something strange when I was scouting out the inside of this fort earlier. No treasure. Not one shred of pirate plunder. Where did it all go? The lizards have no use for it. I think I know where it went. There's a trap door in the back of the fort that I took a peek down before getting chased out. It leads into some kind of dungeon. Oh, I bet they've stashed it down there. You'd have to be crazy to go down there with all the lizard folk, though. No chance anyone would make it out alive. You actually went down beneath the fort? You're crazy! I can't believe you made it out. And you're saying the Sky Pirates are still here? Only they're undead? Ooh, that's gonna change our plans a little bit.
So Chopin's alive. That's some good news, at least. Shame about the others. Head back over to Chopin. Tell him to get back to base camp as soon as he can. Captain's going to want a full written report on what he found and what's going on out there.
So, undead pirates. We need to pass that little bit of news back along the chain of command and fast. While you were inside the fort, I scouted out past it a bit and spotted an actual sky harbour further ahead. I already sent that information back to base camp, but if there are undead pirates, then whoever they send there will be in for a big surprise. While I send this information back, make your way ahead to the harbour and see if you can find out whether there are undead pirates there that we need to watch out for. We'll not surrender what's left of ourselves to Bartholomew Blackdagger. Please, hear me out. We mean you no harm. The Pirate King, Bartholomew Blackdagger, was cursed to become undead, but in his spite and malice he spread the curse to the rest of his crew. We had mutinied beforehand, so we alone escaped the curse. The crew still pledged themselves to Blackdagger's service, and they hunt us for mutiny to this day. The curse keeps them from leaving the island, but with no skyship, we can't leave either. Perhaps you can help us. Further up the cliffside is a place where we used to execute traitors and cowards by making them walk the plank. This isn't just any normal gangplank, though. Oh, no. This gangplank is built right into the cliffside, and when you step off the end, there's nowhere to go but hundreds of feet down. Of course,
Now that we're the traitors, if we get captured, then we get to take the walk. And that's exactly what's happening right now to a few of us who were captured recently. If you can save them, I swear we'll help you any way we can. 1,000 blessings, friend. Now it's our turn to help you. Fair's fair, after all, even among traitors, thieves, and pirates. I don't understand why so many of the crew stay loyal to Black Dagger after he spread his curse to them. Maybe they're just fanatical after all this time, or maybe the curse did something to their minds. I couldn't tell you. What I do know, though, is that some loyalists are searching for us nearby, seeking revenge on us for betraying their pirate king. You say you're looking for sky ships. Well, we don't know where the working ones are exactly, but if you drive off the loyalists nearby, we can tell you where to start looking. Deal? Thank you, thank you. I wouldn't like to think of what would have happened if they'd found us. There are many fates worse than death, and Bartholomew Blackdagger knows them all.
Heard you're heading out to rescue the prisoners. You'll want to watch out for the judge. She's at the helm of this rat-catching nightmare. If you free us, it's only a matter of time before her and her dogs sniff us out again. She's likely to be near the cages, gloating and passing her judgment. Pah, I know there's no love for mutineers, but better a mutineer than a stinking, rotting, undead corpse. Can't thank you enough for this. Would have been better to see her walk her own plank, but I'll take what I can get. We're still dead in the water, but at least I'll sleep easy knowing she's gone for good.
There's at least one skyship still skyworthy, and it's in the hands of Captain Kalis, Blackdagger's second in command. She has a hideout somewhere in the city, although I don't know where. Kalis made sure that only Blackdagger and her crew knew where it was. But, I think your friends need your help first. We spotted a flying longboat coming around the edge of the island a few minutes ago. They were under fire from the ballistay at the market square below us. You should probably disable the ballistay and meet up with your friends before you go searching for Kalis.
These pirates came back from the dead to guard their treasure, huh? Jackpot! I didn't even know we had someone this far forward. Good work on taking out the ballistay. And you say you found a lead on a skyship? What? An undead pirate captain named Kalis has a skyship stashed in a secret hideout? And you found this out from stranded pirates who say they rebelled against Bartholomew Blackdagger? Sounds more like desperate mutineers telling tales. I'll send some scouts out to try to find this hideout, but I want you to check up on these mutineers' story. I want to know if these undead sky pirates here really are in Blackdagger's service. Take down a few of them and bring me back their hats. The insignias on the hats should tell us who their captain is. Good work. Looking at these hats, they do all have the insignia of Bartholomew Blackdagger on them. Maybe those mutineers were telling the truth after all. I'm having a lot of trouble trusting these mutineers you're talking about, but regardless of whether their story is true or not, we can't go after this Captain Kalis until we find her hideout, if it even exists. In the meantime, there's plenty of skyship wreckage down near the docks of the city that needs searching. While my scouts look around for Kalis or any other opportunities, go pick your way through some of that wreckage and see if there's anything worth bringing back. Weren't able to find anything, huh? I guess that's not really a surprise. These pirates may be walking corpses, but they are still pirates. They probably picked the wreckage clean of any valuables long ago.
There is no time to waste. Garundar the Vile must be dealt with immediately. Even now, I have no doubt the cruel Black Dragon plots against us. To delay is to allow him to attack us on his terms, and such a thing would certainly be our doom. I've heard much about you. Perhaps you can assist me. Something powerful attacked this place a long time ago. Something that I believe is still here. For our safety, we must discover what it is. I'd like you to search the damage in the city and make record of anything that seems like it was not caused by standard weaponry. I urge you to make haste. I have already seen signs that this creature may be... No, I will not engage in speculation. Return after your survey is finished, and I will tell you then.
Well, whatever. I won't let them get in my way.
These acid burns, their pattern and placement, combined with the other pieces of evidence we have uncovered. This is the work of a black dragon. There is a black dragon somewhere on this island.
The scouts I sent to find Kalis' hideout came back with good news. They saw something that looked like a hideout entrance in the cliffside on the other side of the docks. Maybe your mutineers were being on the level with us after all. I have a lot of crew injured here, but you seem like you're pretty good at taking care of yourself. How does going down there solo sound? Getting me the skyship I want would put you in my good graces. And let me tell you, I'm a very good person to be in the good graces of. The skyship is ours! Mark my words, this is only the beginning of the rise of Company Yargo. I'd never have expected to get help from mutineers, but that tip about Kalis really helped us out. Can you go speak to him and deliver my thanks? Tell him I might even help them get off this island once I'm done here.
This Captain Yargo, she would help us escape this place? I've never heard any words so sweet. Below the docks are tunnels leading to an underground fortress. That's where Bartholomew Blackdagger is, along with his plunder and his ship, the Black Scourge. These undead pirates were our friends once. They don't deserve this fate. If Blackdagger were put out of his miserable unlife, that might break the curse on the rest of his crew. They could finally rest. So, what do you say? If you take out Pirate King Blackdagger, everyone gets what they want. You get his loot, Captain Yargo gets his ship, and we get to leave this island. Blackdagger is finally truly dead? I can only hope I was right, and his death will release the rest of the crew from his curse. Thank you, friend, for all you've done for us.
You won't believe what I saw last night. What visited me. But this is for you. Blackdagger's ghost left this here with specific instructions that I give it to you. I don't know what's in it, and I don't want to know. Just take it as far away from me as possible. God, he was supposed to be dead. This was supposed to be over.
Blackdagger's journal. It's ruined, but I think I can make out a few things. He's using an old undercommon cipher. Must be how he keeps his secrets. You don't see many drow taking to the sky to be a pirate, especially back then. Let me just... Garundar. Garundar? As in Garundar the Vile? Ali was talking about this. A black dragon that was driven out of the vast swamp near Cormia decades ago. So there's some truth to the rumors after all. Blackdagger really did anger a black dragon. I know you're in a rush, but Gert's been glaring at me from across the room. I think she wants your help with a few things. You might as well stop and see what she wants before leaving.
Well, it's about time. Fooster's been keeping you all to himself. Meanwhile, I have a whole list of things that needs doing, and it's not getting any shorter. And before you ask, no, I'm not related to that other Nux.
You remember where Ali is, right? She'll need to be informed of this discovery. Garundar is no common black dragon. Rumor has it he's capable of potent curses, including death curses. If we've confirmed one rumor, then I don't have a doubt in my mind that this is true. Also, the hordes of undead roaming outside leans heavily in favor of that. I've written down notes on what else I was able to glean from the journal. It's not much, but Ali should be able to figure out what to do from that.
What's this? A note from Vustir? This confirms everything. The toxic swamp, the curse of undeath on the pirates. I've even seen signs in my visions. To think it was him all along. Garandar, scourge of the sky, plague of the vast swamp, until he was driven out, decades ago. I had heard the stories, but they were meant to be just that. Stories. If it is indeed he who inhabits this island, then our time is short. We must either slay him now or flee. To delay is to allow him to attack us on his terms, which would certainly be our undoing. The Black Dragon, Garandar, has appeared. Are you prepared to fight him? I will prepare the teleportation circle. Activate it when you wish to engage the dragon. Good luck. Astonishing. I mean no offense, of course, but I hadn't much hope of seeing you triumph over such a foe. An incredible victory. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that it was you who triumphed, and not that foul worm. This is one for the history books. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, the captain will be wanting to retrieve the skyship as soon as possible. You should speak to her before she does, just in case she has something to ask of you.
Well, you've earned my respect, and that's no easy task. But I don't have any more work for you right now, so head on back to Neverwinter whenever you're ready. If any of the rumors I've been hearing have any truth to them, you'll be needed there.
Look, Fåhraeus butterflies. They are a pleasant sight to behold, are they not? They come with a message. Allow me to translate. One of my scouts found markings, ranger marks, and they're not one of mine. There was that group of scouts that came along with you, wasn't there? Part of a team from Neverwinter. I've not heard nor seen much about what they're up to, but I've a bad feeling. Call it a ranger's intuition. Oh dear, you must find them.
What? Where did you hear that name? A journal? It's soaked through with blood. A simple prestidigitation cantrip should clean it up, but it won't restore the text. I can barely make out what's written. What's this? You're right. Yeshiggle, plain as day. That's quite frankly disturbing. Only rumors from the Whispering Caverns. I came from there. Escaped from there. There was always gossip around Zesrena of mind flayers and strange activities among the Duragar. I never paid it much thought, but that name, Yeshiggle, like an itch at the back of your mind. I know it. Can barely make out the rest. Contingency. A contingency for what? Maybe the scouts were planning something. I'd keep this to yourself if I were you. Nothing good comes from knowing anything about the Illithid. As for your fallen scout, I'll tell Fåhraeus they've been found. Maybe she'll have someone retrieve their remains and send them back. I believe that's all I have for you. But you can still help around. I'm sure the others have something they could use a hand with. Maybe I might need you again, sooner or later. Probably sooner. You've done a lot for us. I won't forget that.
You have what you seek. Are you ready to return to the present? Return from your memories? Your memories have yielded the answer to your quest. Once you return, no time will have passed. As if it were all but a dream.
I see you've not forgotten me. I thought you might have with your countless adventures and your rather extensive record, not to mention this flashy new title. Hero of Neverwinter. Well earned by the sounds of it. But that is neither here nor there. Do you remember the last time we spoke? About Yeshiggle? Yes you did. And for a time I didn't think much about it, until that itch in the back of my mind resurfaced. Contingency. What if the contingency was not in regards to the scouts? What if it was about Yshigul itself? Locals have changed its name. It's now the Dread Sanctum, after Yshigul's defeat. But perhaps that was just a blissful wish. We have no idea what now lurks within the Dread Sanctum. Perhaps it's time to find out once and for all what's really going on. However, hero of Neverwinter, I hope you can handle it.
Once fell, now improved. Reminisce. Remember. Reborn. Renewed. Rejuvenated. Foolish mortals. Insignificant cells. Behold my new form. Welcome your end.
Who could have thought that the same black dragon that plagued the Pirates Skyhold was ever on Yshigul's twisted mind? I must say, it's genius. To fuse yourself with a dragon that could curse with undeath. I have no idea how something like that would even work. Terrible what befell Nox's scouts. They must have known about this for some time, hiding in the shadows to uncover its plot. Here's hoping Yshigul, Garandar, that vile abomination, whatever it was, remains dead this time.